SWORD Online Fractured Daydream beta incoming, Variant Showdown came back with actual video updates with Takeuchi-P on camera, and SWORD Online Integral Factor made a large recovery. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's why we're here, to figure things out. Welcome SAO survivors to Dead Game Report for August 2024, featuring Integral Factor, Variant Showdown, and Fractured Daydream. And as always, this video is brought to you by my t-shirts and hoodies on Teespring. Link to my store in the description, where we have Lens Squad shirts, Angry Medina hoodies, even the poster of our first day project, so go ahead and check out the link in the description. Alright, first off, quick news that involves all three SAO games. The Kitakyuushuu Pop Festival has been announced to feature Fractured Daydream, Variant Showdown, and Integral Factor. The event will take place on November 30th to December 1st. That is probably a good time for them to reveal more DLC 2 info for Fractured Daydream, more HGO collabs for Integral Factor, and the relaunch of SAO Variant Showdown, so look forward to it. With that out of the way, let's start with Integral Factor as usual. The game had a significant uptick in estimated revenue, reaching 66 million yen on iOS in Japan, the second best result of this year, and on the higher end compared to last year, as well as yielding a noteworthy increase in its popularity, rising to rank 386 on average, which kinda has me baffled, not gonna lie here. It wasn't a standout month for me playing the game. Oh, wait. Yeah, of course, it's yet another anniversary month. Don't blame me for getting confused here. Integral Factor has way too many anniversaries to speak of, normal, yearly, and half anniversaries for the Japanese release, and then another set for the global releases respectively. So the uptick is not particularly a surprise, but it is certainly good to have. August started with a bunch of events, most notably Yui's birthday, followed by Mito's birthday, which gave the game a decent early push in the month, but nothing remarkable, as the game floated around rank 400 for the majority of the week. Next reset, on the 8th, we received the Summer Fishing Ranking, client's summer event rerun, but more importantly, the Elegant Summer Night Order featuring Kirito, Asuna, Koharu, and Alice, alongside the guaranteed 4-star free 11 order, a weekly recurring campaign for 7 back-to-back weeks kicking off. A guild battle challenge also arrived, so no surprise about the popularity jumping to 280s. On the 10th, a high drop rate grab bag order arrived, boosting the rest of the week, alongside the Fatal Battle Challenge event that is extremely niche in its target group, which led to the following dip. Next reset, on the 16th, we had the new Future Meeting Key Visual Order featuring the SAO Games Meeting Key Visual and merch with Kirito and Asuna, as well as the Guild of Guilds and the Laughing Coffin Assault event. Right, and a special 10 million XP giveaway. This was equally impactful in pulling the ranking up to around 280s, but was short-lived compared to the previous week. On the 21st, we had Shinon's birthday order, which again, quite impactful as you can see on the graph, and the 23rd, we had the monthly Integral Factor stream on Beater's Cafe, which this month remained a low-impact one it seems. The 25th brought back the WoW at the Bridge order with Sachi, Yuki, Egil, and Lifa, which brought the game up to rank 249, the highest result of this month, and the good thing is, the game did not drop below 400 for the rest of the month compared to the lows we had last month that you can see on the other color. Final reset of the month on the 29th brought the Floor 23 story. It was once again a neat story on its own, but we once again had no progression on the main chapter 2 story arc, which continues to remain a problem. Still a decent uptick with the story alongside an Excellus step-up order and some feature additions to the overall game. All around, this was a very healthy month, particularly consistent throughout. It did not have, large deviations. You can see how the red line is a lot more consistent than last month's ups and downs with the blue line. But again, this was an anniversary month. I am not even sure at this point which anniversary it is. And this uptick in August, it has been happening every year. Let's see how much of this boost they'll be able to carry into September, and writing this script halfway into September, it ain't looking bad, I should say, but we'll see how much Fractured Daydream release is going to affect these. This time, the Japanese iOS numbers match with the Steam numbers as well. A healthy 11% recovery in average concurrent player count on PC, bringing the average to 117, and the peak happened on the 25th of August with 204 concurrent players. As a sneak peek, you can see September trending around the same level, ever so slightly higher so far as well, but again, Fractured Daydream open beta this weekend and the game releases next week, so we'll see how it affects Integral Factor. Alright, so far so good. Next month will be once again interesting for Integral Factor. Let's hope this keeps up. Sword Online Fractured Daydream. At the time of me uploading this video, the open beta is just hours away, so briefly going through all the important information for you once more. The open beta is on all platforms, so PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam, crossplay available. You'll have access to 9 characters this time around: Kirito and Asuna as fighters, Argo and Len as rogues, Shinon and Fukajiro as rangers, Agil as tank, Oberon as mage, and Lifa as support. In addition to the Ilfang the Kobold Lord co-op quest and the Skull Reaper boss raid, the Sword Golem from Alicization will also be available as a boss raid in the open beta. Skull Reaper and Sword Golem, they will be cycling in and out in certain intervals. The first beta period will start on September 21st, 4 AM Central European Summer Time, and will last 24 hours. You can just Google the time and it'll give you in your local time. That's 4 AM CEST. After a 4-hour maintenance, the servers will come back up at September 22nd, 8 AM CEST, and will stay up for 21 hours until the conclusion of the open beta. The game officially releases on October 3 or 4 depending on your time zone, with Digital Deluxe and Premium options giving you a 3-day early access. I'll be streaming the entire time of the open beta and will be looking forward to playing with all of you, so come join the stream and I'll be partying up with you. For more in-depth information on the open beta, like what content will carry over to the full game, please check the separate video I did on the open beta itself. Also, a bunch of characters were revealed, completely uncovering the full playable roster in the full game, including Strea as the DLC 1 character, and M has also been introduced, which I did not put into the script because it happened after I wrote the script. For all of that and more, just go into my uploaded videos. There's a whole lot of things, as well as check my Twitter. There's just way too much. I even translated the scene where Heathcliff, Oberon, and Deathgun decide to work together. With that, we switch over to Variant Showdown, and was there even anything on Variant Showdown since last month, actually? News have been so dominated by Fractured Daydream in the past month that everything else is a bit blurry for me. I guess Takeuchi-P has finally got back in front of the camera for Variant Showdown, but it was mostly a recap of the previous news as well as the SAO Games event news, a visual comparison of the login load time improvement, which was great. The UI changes were displayed extensively. They have shown the new battle system in action, which actually kinda sorta looks the same, especially after not having played for almost the entire past year. It just looks so similar to what remained in my memory at the very least. They could have at least spiced it up a bit by featuring 1 or 2 new units rather than units present before the maintenance shutdown. But yeah, as I said, it was more of a recap of already shared news before. The main new bit was a roadmap for their communication. Up next, they will be talking about how they are updating the story mode, and I am hoping it's not just saying they updated the sprites and are doing full voice acting. We already know that. I want to hear a bit more, like their story release cadence. Weekly story releases were a neat idea in Variant Showdown, but failed in execution, with players only receiving a bite-sized, non-impactful story every week. So I'm interested in what their solution is, because again, it was a neat idea, but it needs to be improved upon a bit with a little bit more impactful story beats happening every week. Otherwise, I just forgot what I played last time. Chapter 1 of the story also had a lot of repetition throughout, just to buy time, which made it feel really redundant at points. I'm curious whether they'll restructure a bit, but getting a new illustration or 2 every single week, that was a huge fantastic treat, can't lie, especially with the gorgeous art style of Variant Showdown, so I'm hoping we can continue having that. The month after that, they'll be talking about new forms of content. I'm looking out for a co-op or guild announcement right here, which has been teased quite heavily in previous reveals as well. And last but not least, in winter, which they could well be meaning the Kitakyuushuu Pop Festival stage, they'll be sharing details on new upcoming characters. Mito and Egil have already been teased previously. But that is all. Thank you very much for watching Sword Online Dead Game Report for August 2024, and enjoy the Fractured Daydream beta. I'll see you all in the next one with what's the month after August? September data and news. Until then, stay cool.